Hi, this is Corina Angela, and this is Trying Healing. Just wanted to, share some information and perhaps ask some questions for you to ponder. Today, I wanted to talk about transference and what is frequency transference um, in reality terms, in your experience in everyday life terms. Um, I'm going to share with you an experience that I had a few weeks ago. And within the movement of my body, I experienced this transference of frequencies. And unbeknownst to me, as it was happening, it wasn't until I pondered these thoughts and really questioned what I experienced that I started connecting the dots, working backwards. So just wanted to share this with you. So what is frequency of transference, transference of frequencies, the transference of energy? We do it every day, right? Within thought form, within our language, within our body movement, within our heart, within our feelings, right? We're experiencing this every moment of every day that we are here. We're experiencing the frequency transference when we're breathing. So it's like that is movement. It's be like water, my friend. I keep hearing that, Bruce Lee. Um, be like water, my friend. Be like water. And what is that? Water is frequency. It's the transference of frequency. It's a conduit. It's movement. It's the seawater. It is um, part of us. We're, 70, 80% water, probably more than that, I think. Um, what is that? What we are in fluctuation every second of the day. And how can we tap into that, understand it more logically, more rationally, but then more intuitively, more being more imaginative and playing with it? I like to approach things, life, situations, information in a variety of different ways. I love to ponder. I love to work on myself every day. I like the whole self-discovery of your soul self and your existence here, your mission, your thought forms, all of those things, right? And I work on myself every day. And it's exciting to me. It it keeps me young at heart. It helps me along my path. And perhaps this will help you on your path and open up a new avenue or open up a new door just to think in a different way. Um, Trying healing, that's what we're all about here. And that's what we do. That's what I do. That's what I do with my writing. When I share information with other people, when I help other people, when I write my books, all of those things, that's what's happening. That we're doing it every day with all of our gifts, our abilities, our business ideas, our growing our businesses. What are we doing? We're exchanging information, we're exchanging ideas. We are in that frequency of transference. We're in the transference of frequency. um yeah. So I just wanted to kind of give you a snapshot of my experience that I experienced. And a couple weeks ago, I went to, I don't know if you've heard of the Harmonic Egg. And Gail Lynn is fantastic, and she is the inventor of the Harmonic Egg. And I'll leave a link here too to check her out because she's amazing. I had the pleasure of meeting her a couple of years ago. And unbeknownst to me, I called. So what happens for me, I write every morning. I get up at 4 o'clock and I'm writing all this information and just, if I, yeah, just receive information and I write for several hours. And on this given day, I was just kind of led to check the harmonic egg out. So I called for an appointment, and Gail actually answered the phone for some reason. And so she's like, "Yeah, come and have a session." And so I drove, I don't know, like an hour away to have this session. And sure enough, I walked in and she was there, and I got to personally meet her. Lovely, lovely woman. And I brought my manuscript with me because at the time I was working on Transference, the name of my first book that I channeled, received information from Edgar, Cayce, and Gladys Davis Turner. And I was in the process of writing it. And so I brought it with me because of the energy, right? The transference of energy and bringing that with me. And I actually brought it in to the harmonic egg. So the harmonic egg is, you just get in it and you sit in the middle, and it's all sounds. It's beautiful harmonic sounds that resonate with your body and help you relax and get into a tranquil state. It's very healing. It's very relaxing. It's just very, for me, I'll just speak from my own experience. I went into a very deep meditation, and it completely just aligned my whole entire body, and all the stress that I was feeling just went away. It melted away in seconds. And I experienced this amazement within the frequency, the music. There's specific recorded music that is filtered through the harmonic egg along with colors. So it's sound therapy, it's color therapy, all interwoven into this, beautiful rhythmic dance. That's how I like to, explain from my own experience. So anyway, went through this whole experience, and you sit there for about 50 minutes. And what I received out of that was pretty amazing. There was a lot of information that came through, and I wrote and I sketched it, and just all this, my imagination was just on fire. It was like, and it was pretty amazing. So I didn't share any of the information that I received, and I just wrote about it and pondered it, and asked the questions to myself, and wrote about it, like, oh, what did that mean? What does this mean? Anyway, the land of discovery, right? So fast forward a couple of years later, a couple weeks ago, I went and experienced it again. And so this time I will share my experience because it was pretty profound. And I think in life, when we grapple with what we receive and we're blocked in some cases, we want to share the information and then somebody doesn't want to hear it, or they receive it a different way. And it wasn't our intention to say it that way, the interpretations, right? And we hold ourselves back from actually sharing a marvelous experience that you experienced. So this is my point of this whole video, is where in our lives do we hold ourselves back because of a block, or perhaps somebody didn't understand us and the way we experience something, right? So I'm just going to plow through. So maybe this will help you. Maybe this will help you on your path of being tried and true to your experiences in life and your ideas and your imagination, all these amazing, yeah, aspects of yourself that you want to share with other people. And you're perhaps blocked or reluctant to, or doubting yourself, or yeah, whatever it is that's tripping you up. Perhaps this will open up your door to know it's okay. And if you do get blocked for some reason, somehow, then go to someone else or share it with someone else, because it will shift you, not only your life, but other people's lives. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I go in and had a harmonic egg experience. And through my experience inside the egg, I was tense, and I'll just kind of go through, yeah, I'll go through kind of step by step what transpired, because and I'll write about it as well, because I think it's really important. So step by step, I first of all, I was a little stressed out, I was like a little anxious, a little stressed out, like okay, and I could feel my body tense, right? So I'm just really what I'm doing in there, I have my eyes closed, and I'm kind of scanning my whole body, Okay, how does my face feel? How does my shoulders feel? How does my chest feel? How does my stomach feel? So on and so forth, right? So I'm kind of scanning my body. And within my torso, I felt really tense. So I was just breathing into it. And then the sounds and the beautiful um, melody was playing, and I could feel the music just vibrating and moving through me. And then the sound, the sounds just kind of carried me, and then the colors. With my eyes closed, you can still kind of see, I can kind of see colors, right? So at one point, I was just really breathing into the experience, and then began to relax my whole body. And then I just really like, it was this massive release of relaxation. I just really focused in and surrendered into the relaxation of the harmonic egg. And then all of a sudden, with my eyes closed, I thought somebody came into the actual office, the room where I was. And because I saw kind of a bright light go on, and it was like, somebody in here, like, and I kind of like opened up my eyes, and I looked around, I'm like, no, so I closed my eyes again, and it was just really bright. And I thought, that's odd. All of a sudden, just saw these beautiful, just these angels come in. Angels meaning just light. I felt the presence of this angelic energy, let's say, right? And I depicted them as angels. And this one angelic being, let's say, or just energy or source or whatever you want to call it, came to the forefront and like was right in front of me. And she put this like blue diamond. It was like this huge blue diamond in my heart. And she just kind of gave it to me, like this went like this, and put it in my heart. And I just felt blue, just this energy just went, and it just got really big. And I almost began to cry. And it was just this beautiful sense of peace and harmony, and this vibrance, right? This transfer of frequency, this transference of energy. And it went throughout my whole body, and I was just so incredibly relaxed. And so through the duration, there was many other things that happened, but that was a main piece of it. And so after my session, I relaxed and connected with this person that was there and had a wonderful conversation. And I thought, wow, this is pretty amazing. I feel amazing, and so on and so forth. I get in the car and I go to drive home about an hour. And I'm probably about 10 minutes from my home. I'm on the freeway, and we're going about 70 or so. and I'm listening to my music. So this is the frequency transference continuing. It's the transfer of frequency, right? It's with me, it's in me, it's around me. I'm listening to my music quite loud, and it was my favorite song, and I'm just like, yes, and I'm just loving every moment, right? And just really enjoying the sensations that I'm feeling, the yeah, this depth of joy, let's say. It was just really feeling amazing. And I see in the rear view mirror this car just speeding like crazy. I'm like, whoa, that person needs to slow down because it's going super fast. All of a sudden things started going, it felt like everything was in slow motion. And the car that was coming up alongside of me was heading towards this huge semi truck. The semi truck was here, I'm in the next lane, and the race car driver was approaching and wanting to go around the semi truck. And it was going too fast and lost control of the car. And it started fishtailing, and everything was still it was like the slow motion. I could see things happening, but I was driving the same speed. It was just this really interesting moment in time. And so the car started fishtailing and then went to go around to the front of the semi truck. The semi truck clipped the car. And all of a sudden, I could see the semi truck starting to lose control of his truck. And I could see it going, right on my car because I'm right there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get crushed by this huge semi truck. All of a sudden, it shifted, and an amazing truck driver he was. Course corrected quickly, and then all of a sudden the car that was clipped started spinning, like spiraling, and again it's still in slow motion, and it started spiraling in the flat tire and in the debris, because his front end was, all these bits and pieces were flying up in the air, and nothing touched my car, and nothing touched any, the debris from the car that was hit, um didn't fall on any other cars, and there was cars everywhere. And so the car that got hit continued to go kind of out of control, but then all of a sudden straightened up, went backwards up a hill and stopped. And so I'm looking around, still playing the music. The music almost sounded softer and slower. And then all of a sudden, we kept driving, and then the semi truck pulled over. I pulled over to the side of the road, to the side of the freeway, and then I looked at my rear view mirror, and all the cars were slowing down, and then a lot of the cars in back of us were stopping and running, and getting out of their car, running to the person that got hit to see if they were okay, and they were fine. And I just sat there for a few minutes in my car, just witnessing all of this. I was like, wow, what just what just happened, right? What just transpired? And my thoughts were, I feel so relaxed. I feel still in this beautiful, tranquil state, right? But what just happened? What just transpired, right? And then my thoughts are, should I get out and go check and see if the person's okay? But then knowing and looking in my rear view mirror, that person's fine, and all those people are there checking on this person. This person's fine. A little shaken up, but everybody was fine. No one was hurt, and even the truck driver got out and started walking, just kind of checking his truck, and his truck was fine. It was anyway. So And I never got out of my car. I pulled back onto the freeway and then got off my exit and headed home. And still just feeling that amazement, that frequency of that vibrant energy, and experiencing that firsthand. And I just sat with it for a while and just kind of, I shared it with a couple people, and there was no reaction, no, like, oh, okay, I was like, oh, okay, maybe that was nothing, maybe, oh, whatever. So I kind of brushed it off, right? So then, I'm writing about it the next couple days and really pondering those questions of what did transpire, what really happened, what did happen, did it happen, because so when something happens that's miraculous, let's say, or we heal our body, or we get that promotion, or we have that amazing idea, our ego kicks in, or we second guess ourselves, or we doubt ourselves, right? and and that's just our process, right? But when we are mindful and hold true to ourselves, and we focus in on what truly transpired, a beautiful door begins to open, and it's expanding our conscious awareness through our own experiences in everyday life. And so my message today is, when we do experience something miraculous, that is miraculous to us, hold true to yourself. Don't doubt yourself, And if you want to share it with someone and they block you, or they're not interested or disinterested or have no questions for you, that's okay. Share it with someone else. So that is part of my experience. I felt almost like, oh, not a big deal, right? Until I I shared it with a group of people yesterday. And what transpired out of me sharing that energy, that transference of frequency, what transpired with these people that were very open, right? Very open, non-judgmental, perhaps thinking like, really? but open, right? Just really open to listening with their hearts and an open mind, and curious. So I found myself telling and sharing the story yesterday with this group of people. And not only did I wake up this morning feeling so amazing, I mean, I woke up, and what happened there, right? So as we're sharing, let's say, something amazing that happened to us, or for us, or in our lives, or we have exciting news to share with someone, that's transference of energy. That is the transference, that frequency transference that's wanting to be shared. And why? Because it's not only shifting your paradigm, it's shifting other people's perception, their paradigm, right? Their consciousness is evolving and expanding. And not only is yours expanding, theirs are expanding, because it's the new possibility of someone else's amazing story, or amazing breakthrough, or their amazing idea, or their amazing painting that you're looking at, whatever it is, right? So, how today can we take away from this information that I'm sharing with you now? In what ways can you share your amazement with other people? And if you get blocked, meaning they have no interest in what you have to say, or they're completely confused at what you're saying, or they just can't even understand it, that's okay. That's okay. Share it with someone else. Create a video, create a painting, write about it, share a post. share a video, tell your best friend, tell your husband, your wife, friends, family, whatever it is. Talk to your dog. It's your voice, you're sharing that amazing transference of energy. And I think we need more of that, because I think that's what makes the world go round. So I'll leave you with that to ponder and think about in different ways. And perhaps this frequency, this transference of energy shifted your thought forms in some way, somehow. Perhaps it opened a door for you. Perhaps you're viewing your life a different way in whatever area that you are questioning right now. So I'll leave you with that. If you have any comments or questions, please reach out. And yeah, thank you for listening today. Really appreciate it. And I'll leave some links in at the bottom of in the description of this video for the harmonic egg if you want more information about that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening. I'm Corina Angela, and this is Trying Healing. Thank you.